So EA Sports, they just put out the reveal trailer for College Football 26. And to their credit, they've done what they need to do so far. It looks fun, it looks exciting. And especially with a sports video game, that's just about all you can ask for. Because you're not going to get some critically acclaimed storyline, even if there is a career mode. You're there to have fun with it, you're there to play with your friends and compete and just be immersed in this world of sport. And this show did a really good job of setting that up. Last year, I believe the song they had playing was Welcome to the Jungle. This year, it was Enter Sandman. So, they got the theme going of songs that are just ready to get you ready to play some football. And then it transitioned over to the crowd singing along and all the crowd noise, and all of that combines to make it seem like a very unique atmosphere, right? With Madden, the crowd always seems very, very quiet. But at the same time, in the NFL, the focus is always on the players, the game itself, not the fans necessarily. With college football, fans are very often more directly connected to it, given that these are largely people going to that university. And so, with that, to just make the fans a big focal point, make the crowd loud, really give it the atmosphere of a college football game, that really does mark a drastic difference between EA's two major football games. And last year was obviously very, very exciting. This was the first time we had a college football game in 10 years, over a decade without one. And this year, though, this year is really the thing that kind of decides the fate of this series, how it's going to move forward beyond this year into college football 27, into college football 28. This is the year that really determines that. Because last year, it was going to sell well regardless. It was going to be a welcome return regardless. The game was good, but it could have been bad. And it still would have sold well because we had gone so long without a college football game. And you tapped into that market that there had been a gap in for the past decade. So when that happens, people were going to be excited to see the return of this franchise and to play as their college teams again. Even before the game came out, years before, EA had kind of realized this and they made sure in Madden to include college through their face of the franchise mode. Sure, you only had 8 colleges to select from, but it was a nice change of pace from just a typical NFL. And then you get a full fledged game, you really tapped into that market. And that first one was always going to sell well because of nostalgia of the old franchise and just the ability to have this entirely different atmosphere of college football. But with this game, this one needs to look to be more than just a nostalgia act because that can get you pretty far. But eventually, people are going to be tuning in for the game itself. And yes, the game was very, very fun last year. Do not get me wrong. But in terms of sales, in terms of popularity, you have to build upon that. You had the foundation last year of both a good game and the nostalgia. Now you got to build upon that and have a great game because you won't always have that nostalgia. And do I believe that this game is capable of doing so? Absolutely. Last year was very, very fun. I never got it myself. I'm not on current gen consoles, but I played it with my friends a couple times at their house. It was really, really fun. And from everything I've seen, there were some very fun features and modes, and there was a lot to keep you invested. There's all these teams. That's another thing with Madden, right? You're limited to the NFL teams. You're limited to 32 teams. But with college football, you've got a chance for so much more. And so that can diversify everything and make it even more interesting, give you more replay value. But of course, it was just the first game of their return, and there's always stuff to build upon, stuff to improve, stuff to add. And there's no better time to add that than now. Because the press for this game, this franchise is still very much buzzing. The reveal trailer has been out for just about 4 hours. It's got 400,000 views. People are very, very excited about this game, but you have to be able to capitalize as well. Do I believe that they are going to be able to? Yes. But I really want to see it happen. I want to see this be successful because college football is really, really exciting. I'm planning on going to the University of Oklahoma in a couple of years. I'm very excited for that. And the team obviously has some question marks about them, but to just be in the atmosphere of this very prestigious football program among my peers, even, classmates, there's just a deep connection there within college football because this is the same university that you're walking on with these athletes. This is the same university that maybe your family grew up with, or maybe you grew up as a fan of. And especially in the case of like me in Oklahoma, there's not a professional football team in Oklahoma, in the major leagues. But we've got college football, and fans really shout for that, whether it's the University of Oklahoma or even Oklahoma State. There's just that connection there with college football. So, even if I don't get to play this college football game, I don't necessarily have the finances right now to upgrade to a new console. However, I really want it to do well. I really want it to succeed. I want it to be great. I want it to be amazing because college football itself is so great and the atmosphere is so great. So to have a game that represents that, and for everyone who is able to play it, for them to be able to feel the atmosphere and really enjoy the game, then that connection goes even further within college football. And now these fans of the sport in reality have a chance to live out, their dreams as like a coach or a player. Sports games can be really fun for that. And to tap into a market like college football, I think that's even greater. It just seems so fun, and this reveal show was really exciting and fun. They've got to add new features. This is really the game that determines their future in regards to if they're going to capitalize on the moment or if that popularity is going to wane. But I think they have all the ability to make this really fun and exciting. This reveal show didn't show off, much new, but it did a good job of reigniting that spark, reminding everyone of the atmosphere of college football. And yeah, I want this game to be great. I really hope it is. And maybe, eventually I can upgrade it and get to play it. That'd be cool. But regardless, it's so great to even have this franchise back after so long without it, all the licensing and everything. And that first game, it seems like there was a lot of care and passion put into it. It was a little bit rough around the edges, of course. It was not perfect, but it was an incredible foundation to build upon, especially compared to Madden, which has drawn a lot of criticism in the past decade, really. And I would love for that foundation to be built upon for an even greater game to pop out this year. One that does not only live in the nostalgia of the past franchise and excitement for the return of it, but one that capitalizes on it and creates something even more incredible. That's what I'm hoping for with College Football 26. College football has such an incredible atmosphere around it, and it feels amazing to be able to be involved in that. And you really feel like you might be one with the team. And with that, I hope this game is able to build upon that and have some kind of amazing experience, be a great game, so that all those college football fans have something even more to bite their teeth into. It looks really fun, it looks really promising, and I hope EA capitalizes on the moment. Popularity, nostalgia, that doesn't last forever, but they have the ability to make a game that will.